A lot of female energy this morning. So good morning, welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy, my husband Bill in the background. We may see an occasional cat. Thank you for joining. So this morning we'll start in a nice seated position, a grounding position. So rooting from your sits bones. We're drawing our spine up towards the sky. Crown of the head is reaching towards the heavens. And we're taking that internal focus as we begin to find that connection with our breath. So we sip in the inhale through the nostrils, feeling in sensations just right at the root of the nostrils. Nice long exhale out through the nose. So finding that rhythmic breathing with the inhalation, the ribs expand, the belly extends. On the exhalation, we squeeze the belly, the ribs come in as we exhale out through the nose. So just finding your own rhythm this morning for the next few breaths. And as we're connecting with our breath, just feeling with your eyes closed, just sensing, I should say, the space around you. We draw our attention to our skin, feeling the air on our skin, our clothing, our costume, whatever we're wearing, as it connects to us. We're opening up our ears to the various sounds, my voice, our grandfather clock, the noise, the space around you. We taste inside our mouth. Tuning into all of those senses, that internal vision with our eyes closed. Let's sip in one more full inhale. Nice long exhale out through the nose. And inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center. We bow our forehead to the tips of our fingers. And setting a dedication for our practice this morning. Whatever comes to you to the forefront, seal that in. And flutter our eyelids open. So let's extend our hands out to the sides. Finger pads are rooted. And on an inhale, we'll reach our arms up overhead. Soles of our palms connect. Push the palms away and exhale the air out. Beautiful. We'll take 3 more like that. Sip in the inhale. Connect and push the palms away on the exhale. We soften down the shoulder blades. 2 more. We breathe in. Beautiful. Exhale. And 1 more full inhale. Exhale the air out. Keep that right hand where it is. We'll lift the left hand up to the right ear. Take the ear to the shoulder. And swallow a few times. Feeling the breath in the body. And let's just lift the right hand up and maybe stretch it a little further. And we'll change sides so the left hand is rooted. The right hand reaches up for the left ear. We'll draw that right ear towards the right shoulder. And just sending the breath to the left side of the neck, shoulder, allowing that area to soften. And to add a little more boost to the stretch, just extend the left hand. Maybe reach the fingers towards the back of your mat. Nice, and we'll release the hand to the floor. 1 more time, we'll find a full breath in. This time, let's interlace our fingers and we'll turn our palms up towards the sky. So notice if your arms are in front of you, we want to see if we can draw them more back towards your ears. Our floating ribs love to blossom out, so we're drawing that back into the body. And so let's just twist to the left, straightening through the best of our ability to our elbows, through our elbows. Beautiful. We'll go through center and we'll take a turn in the other direction. And just because it feels good, let's do it one more time to each side. So we twist to the left. We come back through center, we twist in the opposite direction. And back through home, allow the hands to come back towards the floor. Beautiful. And we'll transition onto our hands and knees. So just wagging our tail side to side. Fingers and toes spread wide, finding our cat-cow this morning as we extend our crown of our head towards the floor. Breathe into that back body, really curling that spine. Then we reach our heart forward. Open up our collarbones, sits bones rise. Exhale, that navel pulls the spine, our head is heavy. We feel the tops of the feet as it connects with the mat. Just a few more breaths here, lubricating the spine this morning. One more inhale. Exhale the air out. We come back through neutral. Walk that right knee in the center of the mat. Extend the left leg. Our toes point to the floor. We lift the leg, the height of our hips. Now extend the right hand. Finding our balance here for a few breaths. So I'm rooting through that right shin, through the top of the right foot. That left thumb is reaching up towards the sky. Beautiful. Now let's draw the elbow in towards the knee. Maybe they connect and then they extend. 4 more like that. We breathe in and we lengthen. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. We squeeze and lengthen. Last one here. Maybe find that connection. We extend. Lower that right hand to the floor. Left knee to the ground. We're going to take a little kickstand with that left knee. I'm facing behind you and the right leg extends for a modified stretch here. Finding our version of gate stretch. So the right foot is extended, right hand is reaching high. Feeling that gorgeous stretch on the body. Take another full inhale. On an exhale, the right hand lowers. We find our way back through that cat-cow position and we'll take the other side. Now the right leg extends. We're on the ball of the right leg, the toes, and we lift the leg to the height of our hips. Now extend that left hand directly in front of you. Thumb reaching up towards the sky. Find that balance. That left shin is rooted, top of the left foot is connecting with your floor. Now we squeeze that elbow in towards your knee and we lengthen. 4 more like that. Moving with our breath, just taking our time, working on our balance. Let's take 2 more. We squeeze the elbow in towards the knee and we lengthen. Beautiful. 1 more. Maybe they connect, they extend. Beautiful. Now we'll take that right knee down. We make that little kickstand. The left leg extends and we extend that left hand up towards the sky. Feeling that gorgeous stretch. And just let's take that left hand over the ear. We'll be a little uneven on the other side. It's okay. And we'll find our way into our downward dog. Fingers and toes spread wide. Let's just pedal out those feet. Shake out the head. Remove the sleep. And then let's find the balls of our feet. Hover those knees a couple of inches above the floor here. So we find that beautiful deep hip crease here. Now let's just lengthen and draw our heels to the mat. We'll take that 3 more times just like that. We come on the balls of the feet, hover those knees, deep hip stretch. We lengthen and heels back down. 2 more. Balls of the feet, we're opening up those arches, hover those knees, engage that core as you lengthen and lower the heels. Beautiful. 1 more. Breathe in, hover, deep crease in those hips. We lift those sits bones and our heels draw to the floor. So let's walk our hands back towards our toes. I'm going to take a stance as wide as my mat this morning, softening those knees slightly, hinging from those hips, crown of the head towards the floor. Find opposite elbows. And just allow that natural traction of the spine, allowing gravity to just add a little more space between the vertebra. Shake out that head. Take another full breath in here. Oh, we let it go. And we'll release our elbows. Let's take a walk with our dog. And we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky. Bending that knee, stacking the hip. In the wide knee circles. Take 2 or 3 in one direction, and we'll change direction. Extend that right leg up towards the sky. Take the knee to the nose, and exhale, point through the toes. 3 more like that. We squeeze in, and we extend. Last 2, we're breathing and lengthening. And last one, knee to nose, extend through the toes, and just lower that leg down, finding downward dog again. Shake out the head, and we'll take the other side. So we extend that left leg up, we bend the knee and stack the hip, and find those wide knee circles. Hands are rooted, our chest is parallel to the floor. Beautiful, please change direction. Perhaps we're chasing each other. Excuse me, extend the toes out towards the back of your mat. On an inhale, we squeeze the knee into the nose. Exhale, lengthen, point through the toes. Let's take 3 more like that. We breathe in and we extend. Last 2. Our weight is over our hands. We point through the toes on the exhalation. Last one, knee in, and we lengthen, and just lower that leg down, finding that downward dog this morning. So we'll walk our hands back towards our toes. We find that forward bend at the back of our mat, and just walk your hands forward into our high plank. Shoulders over the wrist creases. So we'll walk our hands back. We pause, find that deep bend, then walk our hands forward to that high plank position. Beautiful, 2 more. So warming up the body, connecting with our core. Beautiful, we'll take 1 more. Our hands walk back towards our toes. We pause there for a moment as we hinge forward. Then we find our way back into that last plank, holding here, engaging the muscles, that line of energy from our heels out through the crown of the head. Now option to drop the knees or come all the way down to your chest. Take your time, elbows hug in. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We untuck our toes and let's find our Sphinx pose. So our forearms are rooted, our shoulders are over our elbows. We feel the tops of our toenails, and just draw your chin towards your chest and just slide the chin towards that left to the right shoulder. Without moving your body, then just draw that line with your chin to the opposite shoulder. 1 more on each side. Slowly, it extends to the shoulder. Then we go back through home to the other side. Nice. Now bringing your chin back towards your chest. Let's lower our chest all the way to the floor. Fingers in line with your chest. Tuck those toes under. Press through high plank. Beautiful downward dog on the exhalation. That right leg lifts. Step it forward into that high lunge. So we ride that breath all the way up. Modifications, just taking that left knee to the floor. Breathing here. On an exhale, now we will hover that knee above the earth. Then straighten everything. Maybe connect the soles of the palms together. And then slowly ride that knee as it hovers above the mat. We inhale. Exhale, we release. We breathe in. 2 more. We hover that knee, eyes straight ahead. Beautiful. Inhale. Last time. We lower down, we hover, we extend, and find your way back into that crescent lunge. Now cycle through your vinyasa. Hands to the mat. We take that right leg back, high to low. A cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Other side, that left leg lifts. Lightly step it forward into that crescent lunge. So inhale, find your way all the way up. Readjust. A wider stance, giving your feet more of a hips distance alignment, gives you a little more solid foundation. So we'll slowly hover that right knee above the mat. Let's take our time. Inhale, sip in that breath. We slowly descend and then ride all the way up. 3 more like that. So take your time, look straight ahead. 2 more, we're breathing. This last time, that right knee hovers right above the mat. We come all the way up, straightening our legs, finding our way back into that crescent lunge, deep bend in that left knee. Now your vinyasa, the hands to the mat, that left leg back, high to low. A cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. A downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Breathing here. And we'll lift that right leg back up towards the sky. We'll step it forward, finding that crescent lunge again. Ride that breath all the way up. So we're going to pitch our chest forward over that leg, over that right thigh, and just take your hands behind you. So more of a power lunge here. And then we'll inhale, come all the way up. So again, we're pitching forward. Take your hands behind you, engage that core, and we'll come all the way back up into that crescent lunge. We're prepping for our Virabhadrasana 3, which we'll do in just a moment. So one more time, engage that core. You're reaching forward. You take your hands behind you. You're really rooting through that right foot. You step into that foot as you come back, connecting with the core. So we're all ready to find that Virabhadrasana 3. So option to take your hands at your heart center or reaching your hands in front of you in the ball of that back leg. So you just pitch forward. I'm compromised here with space. And let's take our hands behind us, just like we did in that preparation. We're breathing here, working on our balance. 2 more breaths here. Can you lift that left leg a little higher? Last full inhale. Nice. On an exhale, we find our way back through that crescent lunge. Gorgeous work. Now your vinyasa, hands to the floor, right leg back, high to low. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. Other side, that left leg lifts. We find our crescent lunge. Ride that breath all the way up. Again, good idea to maybe offset the feet about hips distance apart. So we reach forward. Now we engage our core. Our heart is reaching towards the front of your mat. Now take your hands behind you. Really find that connection with the left foot. You engage it as you come all the way up. Beautiful. 2 more like that. We pitch forward. Take your hands behind you. Root through the foot. And then rise. 1 more. finding our prep for that Virabhadrasana 3. So we find that gorgeous extension, hands behind you, root through that left foot, and we rise. Now finding our way, beautiful, into Virabhadrasana 3. So maybe bringing your hands to heart center. You're on the ball of the back leg. You push off and lift that right leg. Working on keeping it level, the height hips. Hip height, hip. Extending those arms. Stay here for another breath. With control, we step that leg back, finding that high lunge. Nice, now you're Vinyasa. Left leg back, high to low. A cobra or upward dog. Beautiful, we'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Let's take another full inhale. Let it go. Now we bend our knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Now find your chair pose. Arms reach up high. Lines of energy out through the fingertips, our tail tucks under. More weight into the heels. You want to be able to see all 10 toes here. Breathing here for 3. Can you lift those arms a little higher? 2. Straightening through those elbows if possible. Now hands through heart center as we fold forward. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Nice. Downward dog. Exhale. So right leg lifts. We'll find our warrior 1 and ride that breath all the way up. So we're taking now that left elbow underneath our right. And we're still in that warrior 1 position. Again, we're connecting with our core in a little different way this morning. So now let's lift those elbows. Press your forearms away from your face. And you want to engage that right hip back, left shoulder forward. So you're squaring those hips right to the front of your mat, to the front of your space. So we'll take a breath in here. On an exhale, we're bringing that right shoulder in the inside of that right knee. Pause here. Feeling the rootedness of the feet. And again, do the sits bones blossom out? You want to spin them towards the back of the mat and track that right knee over the right ankle. And we'll slowly come back to our starting position. We're going to take that one more time on this side, slowing it down, feeling some little different sensations this morning. So we lift those elbows. Now slowly descend. That right shoulder is right in front of that inside of the right knee. Drop your head. The fingers may touch the floor. You're breathing into that back body. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale. And slowly rise. And just release your hands into that cactus position. Beautiful. And we'll extend our hands up towards the sky. Now cycle through your vinyasa. Beautiful. Right leg back. High to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Left leg lifts. We find warrior 1 with the legs and ride all the way up. Now this time our right elbow comes underneath our left. So finding the outer edge of that back foot is rooted. You want to draw that left hip back, right shoulder forward. Now we'll lift those elbows. Imagine those shoulder blades sliding down your back and press your forearms away from your face. So our feet are rooted. We'll slowly draw that left shoulder in the inside of the left knee. Feet are rooted. Crown of the head is reaching towards the floor. Feeling that traction, gravity's doing its work. Now root through the feet, use that core to slowly rise. Take your time. Beautiful, we'll do that one more time. So finding a full breath here. Let's ride that exhalation down, left shoulder in the inside of that left knee. So my hips want to blossom out. I'm steering them to the back of my mat, then tracking my left knee over my left ankle. Spread the toes wide. One more full inhale here. We let that air out completely and then ride that next breath up. Beautiful, and gently release. You can cactus those hands out. And we extend. Beautiful, and cycle through Vinyasa, that left leg back. Beautiful work, high to low. A cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Take your time. Shake out that head. Feeling the breath in and out through the nose. And we'll lift that right leg up again. And step it into warrior one. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. So this time we'll take that left elbow underneath the right, weight into that right foot. We're going to step into our eagle pose. So the left leg up and over. So you're squeezing those thighs together. Notice if you're pitching forward, we're engaging a core, our core, that long, beautiful long spine. Squeeze those thighs together, dropping those hips a little deeper. So again, you can play with lifting those elbows, pressing your forearms to the front of your space. 2 more breaths here. Last full inhale. On an exhale, we'll just release everything here. A full breath in. Melt forward, Uttanasana. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Left leg lifts. We find warrior one with the feet. Ride that breath all the way up. And taking that right elbow underneath the left. So spin your hips towards the front of your space. You're rooting through that left foot and then reaching that right thigh up and over. Finding your eagle position. We squeeze those thighs together and moving those joints into that central plane. So I move my knees a little more to the right. Tuck the tail under. We've got that tall spine. Soften the shoulders. So your eyes are level. You're just using your peripheral vision around your wrists. Take one more breath in. On an exhalation, release everything. Beautiful. A full breath in. We melt forward. Find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Pause and breathe. And let's take our first child's pose. So really weight those hips. Walk those elbows in towards your knees. Spread your fingers wide. Find these next few breaths. Just let everything release. Reconnecting with that inhalation and exhalation. Reconnecting with that intention or dedication or prayer, whatever we made at the beginning of class, just take that into your heart space. Take another full hidden breath here. On an exhalation, just walk your hands to the left side of the mat. And keeping your hands parallel, we're not covering our right hand on top of our left. Our hands are parallel, feeling that stretch on the right side of the body. Swallow. We'll take the other side. Hands are parallel. Steady breathing. And we'll walk our hands one more time back into the center. We'll come onto our hands and knees, toes tucked under, lift those sits bones, finding our downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Please lift that right leg high, step it forward into our warrior two. Swing our arms up and around, dropping into those hips. Beautiful lines of energy out through the fingertips. We'll make it our moving warrior two, so we inhale and exhale, finding our way into warrior two. 3 more like that. Synchronizing our breath with movements. Enjoying our breath. Nice, 1 more inhale. We find that exhalation into warrior two. Now reverse your warrior. And taking that left hand behind into that right hip crease, gazing to the outer edge of that back leg, opening up that right side body, back into warrior two. Now forearm on thigh, left arm up and over. And again, maybe exploring taking that hand behind the body, finding that right hip crease again. And see if you can take that forearm off the thigh, maybe reaching the inside of the ankle. The hands can hover. You can find a brick. Just finding a little different posture this morning. 1 more breath in. On an exhale, back into warrior two. Now we straighten that right leg, hinge the hips back, finding our triangle. So extending those right fingers to the top of the mat. Let the hand reach for the floor, the toe, the brick. Left hand up, fingers spread wide. So lifting through those kneecaps, open up that heart. Let's swallow. And we'll take that left hand over the ear. Breathing here, our feet are rooted. Maybe extend that bottom hand. So you're holding that beach ball for 3, for 2, on 1, back into warrior two. Now we straighten that leg, spin the toes in, left toes out. We find warrior two on the other side. So notice that that knee is tracking in. You want to reach it towards that left pinky toe. We have a beautiful tall spine. So settle into those hips. Maybe walk those toes a little further. So we'll make this a moving warrior two. So on an inhale, we extend, palms connect, we soften on the exhale. 3 more, we're breathing and enjoying our breath, finding that length, and then releasing, letting go. 1 more, breath in, warrior two, we'll reverse our warrior. So outer edge of that back foot, your eye gaze is there. You can always look at the upper hand. Maybe snake that left hand behind into that right hip crease. Fanning those left ribs open. Another breath here. And we'll find our way back into warrior two. Now forearm on thigh, right arm up and over. And again, let's do something different. So exploring, taking that hand behind, finding that left hip crease. And we're trying not to weight our forearm on that thigh. So maybe just hover those hands above the ankle or use the support of a brick. 2 more breaths. Let those big muscles in the body do the work. Last full inhale. On an exhale, we find our way back into warrior two. Beautiful. Now we straighten, bump our hips back for triangle, trikonasana. We find that extension, then release. Take that right hand up and over. Maybe gazing towards that upper hand. And we'll take that right hand over the ear. Adding a little core to this posture, let that left hand hover up for 3, for 2, on 1. We find our way back into warrior 2. Nice, now straighten that left leg, spin your toes in. We have that legs distance here, a full breath in. Let's bend that left elbow, draw those floating ribs back in the body. We soften those knees as we hinge forward. Take your time. Find the 4 corners of the feet. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor. So our toes turn in just slightly in this posture. If this is challenging, take a wider stance with the feet. If this is easy, walk your feet closer together. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale. Complete that exhalation and use that inhale to slowly rise. Take your time. Beautiful, and we'll release our hands. And we'll take a full inhale. This time the opposite elbow bends. We draw those floating ribs. They love to puff out, draw them back. We want to keep that core energy in the body as we hinge forward. Slowly descend. 4 corners of the feet, big toe, little toe, inner and outer heel. We want to use all of the foot. Letting the spine release. Even rhythmic breath. Taking 2 more breaths here. Last full inhale. We let it go. Slowly rise. Come all the way up. And we'll release our hands. And just heel toe those feet together. Samastitihi equals standing pose. Pausing and breathing here. Relaxing the jaw. We'll flutter the eyelids open. We've already done a lot of balancing this morning, but we'll take one more figure 4 this morning. So right ankle on our left thigh. Hands at your heart center. You can flex that foot. Slowly drawing those elbows towards that bottom leg. So there's a slight bend in my left knee. Pause here. And then just ride your breath to those areas of resistance. Just investigate. Your body will let you know if you can go a little further. If you come out of it, you just get right back in. Beautiful. And then ride all the way up. Nice, Stacy, gorgeous. Release that right leg down. And let's just shake out that extra energy in our hands. And we'll take the other side. So we're really rooting that right foot. Left ankle on the right thigh. If you're challenged with any injuries, this is a beautiful posture right here. Or we just go a little deeper. You're in charge of you. We slowly allow those elbows to descend towards that bottom leg. Pause where you find that first resistance. Finding the breath, let the body soften. And our body tells us what we need. We just need to listen to it. And maybe those elbows come all the way down. Pause for another full breath in. Another full breath out. We ride that breath up. Beautiful. We release the leg. Cycle through a vinyasa. Full inhale. We melt forward. Uttanasana. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, hide a low plank, cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog and then find our way onto our knees for Ustrasana, our camel. So giving those knees a little extra cushion by holding up your mat if you wish. We'll take 2 Ustrasanas this morning. So the first one, we tuck our toes under. Makes it a little easy on the body. We take our hands on our hips and hug those elbows in. We lay them through the side body. Let's just open up our eyes, our throat, finding our breath as we press our hips forward. And again, let's listen to our body. It's telling us if it wants to go a little further or just staying right here. So maybe you find your heels, press the chest forward and those hips keep reaching for the front of the space. 2 more breaths. We take another full inhale. Let it go. And then come all the way up. Keep those toes tucked under. Let's sit our sits bones onto our heels. Maybe giving those pinky toes a little extra help. Spread them out. And you can let's take our fingers towards our knees, opening up those wrists. So our shoulders like to bunch up towards our ears, create some more space. And again, if this is challenging to do both of them at the same time, you can walk your hands just alongside those knees. A little less pressure on those wrists. Nice, and then slowly release. We tap some life back into those feet. Shake out our hands. And I'm going to show a different version of Ustrasana. You may have seen it in class before, but see if you can see. If you're against a wall, you can also use it to work on Ustrasana. I don't know if you can see me here, but your hands are set on your hips. You're pressing your hips towards the wall space, and it's giving you that traction so that you can find that sensation in the body. So coming back to our mats together, we'll do one more version of Ustrasana. So if a wall is available, maybe play with pressing the hips against it. It's a great utensil. Otherwise, hands on your back, we hug those elbows in. Our feet are rooted to the top of the mat. So press everything forward, soften through the throat. Our eyes are bright. And maybe you go a little further, reaching for the heels. One day, the crown of the head comes right between the feet. We dream big, right? Nice, we'll come all the way back up. Let's just take our hands to the floor, tap a little more life into our feet. We'll cross our ankles and roll onto our back bodies. So let's squeeze those knees in. And hands on those knees. Let's take some tiny circles in one direction. And we'll change direction. So we've already done some warm up for our back. So let's go right into our back bends right now. So we'll take 2. We'll start with a bridge and then we'll go into full Urdhva Dhanurasana. So we'll spin our palms up towards the sky, feet hips distance apart. Again, notice everything touching the body, the mat, your clothes. So on the inhale, feet root, we lift our hip bones up, walk those shoulders under, interlace the fingers if it's available as we press our forearms to the floor. Our chin is reaching towards our sternum and energetically squeeze those inner thighs towards one another. Lift those hip points a little higher. Breathing here. 2 more breaths. Another full inhale. Then slowly release. Back body connects with the floor, our knees hug together. Take your hands on the belly. Breathe into that belly. So maybe lick your lips. Clean the inside and outside of your teeth with your tongue. And we'll take our last either bridge or full Urdhva. So listen to your body. Bridge people, go right into it. I'll walk you through the full wheel. So our hands are underneath our shoulders. We hug those elbows into that space, central line, equally pressing our hands and feet to the floor. I come on the crown of my head. And again, then begin to extend the arms and the legs. You can walk your feet closer in, pressing your chest towards the back of your space. Shake out that head. If you're in bridge pose, lift those hips a little higher, squeeze those inner thighs together. And together, we draw our chin in. Everyone unwind the spine into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of our feet together, a hand on our belly, a hand on our heart space. Slow everything down. Remembering our intention or prayer that we made at the beginning of class. Keeping our hand on our heart, take the other hand on top of that hand and whisper one thing you're grateful for this morning. And we'll take our hands outside our knees, squeeze those knees together. And we'll rock our spine backwards and forwards. 3 or 4 rocks. And I'll take my hands behind me. And we'll start by drawing our knees in towards our chest. On an exhale, we lengthen. Inhale, we squeeze and extend. You can release your hands and draw them to your heart. Warming up our core. Let's take 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And on 1, just extend your legs and finding your way into staff pose, a beautiful tall spine. And we'll bend that right knee. Take the heel into that left elbow crease, and we'll rock our baby here. And we'll take that right heel onto our left hip. So we're in that kind of lotus position on the right leg. Sits bones are rooted. We extend our arms up overhead. Full inhale, bringing our chin towards that left shin. So reaching for the ankle. The foot, you can always use a strap. So the belly button is spinning towards that left thigh. Steady breathing. We've got a cat right in front of the camera, so I'm just making sure she's not doing it.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. Inhale, come back all the way up. Nice, and we'll extend that right leg, shake it out, bugs, and we'll take the other side. So the left heel comes into that right elbow crease, and again, find that tall spine. Notice if you're hunched over, engage that core, gently rock that hip open. And then we take that left heel on that right hip point. So we're in that half lotus position. Our sits bones are rooted. We extend our arms up overhead and then melt forward over that right thigh. Softening through that jaw. Steady breathing. And we'll inhale, come back to center. That left leg releases. And we bend that right knee again. This time, the right foot in the inner left thigh. So we're doing that tree position on the floor, arms extend. We find that length, and then reach your chin for that left shin. That belly button is reaching over the left thigh. Softening through the shoulders. Slowing down the body with these more calming postures on the floor. And we'll inhale, right leg extends, left foot, take the foot in the inner right thigh, so you're in that tree position. Find that rootedness through your sits bones, arms extend, and then we pour over that right thigh, finding that length, and then softening, allowing the body to open. So the right foot is flexed. We'll inhale, left leg extends. One more leg opener this morning. So we'll bend that right knee and take the right foot outside the left knee. Then bend that left knee, I'll face you. So our right foot is over the left knee. Both sits bones are rooted. That left hand reaches high. We take the elbow outside the knee and we twist over the right shoulder. So we flexing through that foot if the leg is extended, full breath in, and we twist over the right shoulder. Soften through the face, breath in, and we twist. Two more, we inhale, we twist to the right on the exhale. One more on this side, and we twist. Find that counter twist in the other direction. And we'll come back through home, just extend your legs, shake them out, and we'll take the other side. So the left foot is outside the right knee. We bend the right knee in. So that left foot is your anchor. That's really going to keep you in a firm foundation. Our right hand extends and we take the elbow outside the knee as we twist from our lower abs. Full inhale. And we twist. We're breathing in and we're twisting. Two more. Our heart is lifted as we twist to the left. One more inhale and we twist and find the counter twist in the other direction. Back through home. Let's open up our legs into a straddle position. Finding that internal rotation in the thighs, our feet are flexed, tall spine, bend those knees as much as you need to. Let's just walk our hands forward. You can find those forearms. Soften through the face. Take a quick body scan, actually. Notice where the body's holding. And we'll take a walk to the left leg. Hands on either side of the front leg, or use those peace fingers around the big toe. That left elbow comes in, and we reach the arm up and over. Breathing here. And we'll come to the other side. Peace fingers around the right big toe or hands on either side of that front leg. Taking the arm up and over. Find that breath. Walk our hands one more time back to center. And we'll take our hands outside our feet. Draw those legs together. One more forward fold. Full breath in. Paschimottanasana. We'll slowly come back up. Reach those arms out in front of you. Allow that spine to slowly unwind. Take your time. Let's take one more posture before we end this morning. So we hug those knees in and just drop them to the left. Hands are in a cactus position and gaze over that opposite shoulder. And our knees back to center. Take them in the opposite direction. And we hover those knees back to center. Slowly take your legs to the floor. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Let go of any control of your breath and just be. And finding that next full incoming breath. Gently sigh it out. We move our fingers and toes. And then take a gorgeous stretch as we hug those knees in and find our way into either side of the body for a breath or two. And then staying there or inviting you to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart center, acknowledging your intention or prayer you made at the beginning of class. And just recognizing this gift that you gave yourself to go a little deeper, to connect with your breath, to open up the body, and to find the present moment. So we'll seal class in with the sound and vibration of Om. So sip in the inhale. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. That puts a cap on September. Last 3 months of the year start tomorrow. Unbelievable. But thank you for joining.